perspective, would they have preferred somebody else other than Scarlets, given they've just beaten them and they whooped them? And
yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, it'll be. I think were the bookies giving 11 points to Scarlets
this time? Yeah,
I think they were. That is wow.
He's very big. Although we said something similar before the semi-final.
Yeah, but this is different. This is different.
Europe.
This is different. They are, you know, the way you play after you've been embarrassed. You know, humbled is a bit strong, but they'd have been embarrassed of getting to a European semi-final and then never firing any shot, never being allowed to fire any shot. So they will come absolutely gunning for Leinster this time round and expect some feisty stuff. I think they'll be in for the fight. So I think it'll be a very, very tight game.
Yeah. From Leinster's perspective, what do you do in that circumstance where you expect it to be tight and yet you know you're better than them? Like, that's a weird mindset.
Leinster have the luxury of knowing that over the last few weeks that they've won games in multiple different manners. Grind against Racing when they weren't at their best. I think that's the satisfaction. Wasn't a great game, but the satisfaction of still being below par but getting the job done, of rolling your sleeves up Dave style and getting properly stuck into it. And then Munster, they still weren't. They weren't brilliant against Munster. They looked a little bit tired, but they still had the resolve to get see that through and just nudge themselves in front and give Munster too much to do with 5 minutes to go. So
it felt comfortable. I thought the Munster game was.
Yeah, but they could have lost it at the death. Yeah. Like were you not standing up jumping at the TV too?
We've had this conversation before.
It's all Ireland off the ball, so you're neutral. But I'm
a Leinster fan.
I definitely didn't think it felt comfortable. What kind of a game are Leinster most likely to win tomorrow? Like, if it's another arm wrestle, is that their best chance?
I think if it is an arm wrestle, I think they're going to be better at an arm wrestle, yeah. But then we saw them play that, you know, expansive game against Scarlets and put them to the sword. So
they've played an awful lot of rugby since then.
Yeah, but they've got this freshness in. I think that's, you know, that makes a big difference. I think they've got Lowe back in. They've got Larmour. He's got to have a big game soon. He's got to get a bit of ball. He hasn't really seen it the last few weeks. No. So he hasn't had a go at it.
Levy had a week off.
Levy had a week off. Sexton. You know, Carney.
It's just that every time they went to it in picture in the semi-final against Munster, that there's 8 guys in their suits all sitting together in the stands, all of them fit bar van der Fleer, and you're just thinking, like, this isn't even close to Leinster's best team.
No, it's not. It's not. But we're not seeing Leinster's best team tomorrow either. You know, no Robbie Henshaw. But I think it's important too, from a squad and morale perspective, that you do have those changes come in. That squad players that have done a phenomenal job in Europe that didn't get to maybe start in the first 15 or didn't even make that 23-man squad, that they get a little bit of love, because James Lowe has been really good for Leinster, you know, throughout the Champions Cup, and he didn't get into the 23. You've got to you've got to reward those players for doing a good job, and sometimes you do have to think squad. You do have to think about energising them and rewarding them for a great season. I think that's why you see the likes of him, the likes of Conan starting, and Rhys Ruddock coming in. I think it's massively important that they feel the love from their coaches, because they've done a great job, and just bad timing in many of their cases has stopped them from having a starting jersey in the Champions Cup final.